I can only share them, and my parting words will be just numbers because I'm an engineer. I could have shared about a lot of corporate stuff in this brewery, in other companies. I've worked for 17 companies. I said I will share numbers. Out of the 17, maybe 10 are multinational corporations. What you are going through now, we went through here. I worked with the Agri's boss, was from Tata Brewery. He went through the transition to ABC. The ABC transition to Heineken was what, in fact, they went through SNIT before Heineken. And the Heineken one was what brought me here. We were sold to Diageo. I'm happy to hear that there's nostalgia about the Diageo years because there was a lot of anxiety about the arrival of Diageo. And now the battle goes on. So I can only share that in the midst of it all you have are your bonds. And for me, those bonds are more essential than anything else. Lifelong. I define a bond with a person as not at all reflective of whether the person's character is A or B, but whether the person can tolerate your feedback. So the people I'm most comfortable with are the people I speak free to and who speak free to me. What it means to me is that as head of sales of MTN, there was no forum I didn't go to. Asante Ene, president, this, that. Go there now and ask them, do they remember Eric Insaka? They'll say, no. But go to Atenta and ask Ekwadai. They say, Zajimi for. Those are the ones that matter. So in all those years, that's what the numbers told me. So the rest of the numbers I wanted to share, I operate with, let's say, on the maternal side, about 18 nephews and nieces. These are people who call me, they check on me. It's not like they are asking for anything. They just do this, uncle. I think everybody needs some of those things. Good bonds, good quality. On the paternal side also, that one you can't even count because Akwesi Nsakwe was a busy man. So we also have a lot to count over there. I'm saying all those things because I feel like that is what is needed over here. There's employment anxiety, there's bonding anxiety, and obviously there's relationship and spousal dynamics as well. That one here, myself, I don't know any other man in my ecosystem who was given little kids by the institutions of the land and told that you are the most competent person to raise them and you have to do it. But today, again, in terms of numbers, my daughter Nanaba will be 18 in March. Her big sister will be 25 in May. So that side of the journey, God has shown His grace as well. They live in Canada, they call me from time to time, and sometimes also they don't pick my calls. It's all part of the journey. So this is all I can share, nothing special. But in terms of numbers, I think that's what it is.
Can we have a round of applause?
I will say two things, that please take care of yourself. Of all the things in this world, take care of you. Take care of yourself. Like, spend time for yourself, spend on you. Make sure that you add yourself to the fight. Then secondly, I think that at some point in life, only God makes sense. At some point in life, only God makes sense. Nothing else makes sense. So when you are battered, you are trouble, just look up and trust God to you. Because some failures are defined just to shift you into God's plan for your life. So whatever it is, that's what the Bible says in all things, difference. Right? So let's trust Him. When I trust God, I'm going to society today, I know He's taking me somewhere else. If I feel that interview, I know that that is not His will for my life. Right? Because if you trust God, a lot of anxiety and worry and stuff will just lie down. Because at some point, only God will tell. Sometimes you can look at your kids and don't know what to do again. Or you can look at that woman that you were excited about and the excitement is gone. What next? Only God. So trust God to carry you through life. And I'm sure that He knows how to direct your path. Thank you very much.
Let me probably add to what my colleagues have indicated. And then also for those who are probably relatively younger, at the early stage of their career, and also across. As number one, I believe very much that be humble enough to have a mentor, a coach, or a confidant, somebody you can go to, that you can discuss the issues with. Because God has provided those for us. We discuss relationships. In addition, you need to ensure that there's this relation in terms of a mentor in your life. Somebody who has gone on that path before, right, who may be ahead of you, whom you know that probably has become what I call a high priest. A high priest is someone that notably is going through the ups and downs of this life. And then I can assure you, that help can be there. Oftentimes, we go through life and we have no mentor, we have no coach, and we become free range. And when that happens, some of these life transitions, they become very difficult to navigate. Now, the next one I also want to leave with you is that oftentimes, to be able to navigate and deal with these issues, your software ought to be solid. And so let me quickly go through, give me a couple of minutes to go through some character traits or values that will help, right, cope. It's not to stop midlife crisis. You can't stop them. They are part of life and the way we live. So one is self-awareness, okay? And you need self-awareness because that will prevent the denial and allow you to sort of understand what is happening to you so that you can see what to do. To your emotional honesty. At times we are not honest with ourselves. And so we keep that crisis going on for a very long time. And solution becomes difficult. Number 3 is humility. Humility will help you really say that, look, I want to see Dr. Arthur. Companies who have that help support. I need to talk to Dr. Arthur, who is trained properly as a clinical psychologist or so to sort of help you go through it. The next one is adaptability. Now, adaptability here help men to embrace what they are going through rather than fight it. So it's not to fight the situation because, like Dr. Arthur said, we are fighters. So the thing happens and then we tend to fight it. But oftentimes it becomes like you are pushing a wall. Okay? So adaptability would help you, right? Sort of embrace the change, internalize the right thing, ask the right questions, and deal with it. Patience. You need patience. Now, what I say is that midlife requires internal redesign. Midlife crisis, introspection requires internal kind of a redesign. And so what also happens is that with this patience prevents impulsive decisions. In fact, my dear sister was asking, what are some of the signs you want to know? When these things are happening, you can observe. Maybe the person's eating habit is changing, the motivation level is changing, right? And you can also then clearly even see that some of the decisions are being rushed. You ask a question and you get thrown off. And these are some of the things. But if you are very patient, right, this will help you deal with that. And then courage. Courage also helps you to sort of face this situation. I think I will share, I put down about 10 of these. I will share with my good friend, Rudolph, right, and share with you. Because, trust me, the global financial meltdown challenges, when organizations or systems fail, you often realize that what actually caused the failure was fundamentally within the software, your value system, what do you believe in, right? And if you don't have some of these things, that you are building them from time to time, right? I can assure you that when these challenges come, instead of you leveraging them for maturity and for growth, rather they will then become terminal challenges for terminal failures. So thank you so very much. And I believe that we've had a great time.